KCAU 9 Sports.
What's poppin', Siouxland? It's only 15 minutes away from Sunday, but here's your sports for Saturday. In the NAIA volleyball semifinals, it's on the line in the Tyson Event Center as Northwestern battles Bellevue. Both squads coming off a pair of wins in pool play, but are not satisfied there. Red Raiders making its 9th appearance in the NAIA quarterfinal round. Northwestern's undefeated against the Bruins all-time in the national tournament. First set was back and forth to the end, with both teams taking the lead at set point. But it'd be Stella Winterfield calling it, sending it back over the net for the score. Last two sets, not as close as the first. Second set here, claimed by Liv Rietsma's ace. Red Raiders advance to the national semis with a 3-0 sweep.
Yeah, what a great job by our girls. I thought everybody did their part really well, and that's been the thing about this group is they've been a team, and everybody takes pride in doing their part really well. And
it feels really good. This game is a hard game to compete in. We expected to come in and it to be a drag-out game. We didn't expect to sweep them in 3, but hey, that's always good. We always, that's always good. But it's just really fun, really exciting to finish on such a high note this game so we can carry that in to Monday night.
Speaking of Monday night, Red Raiders will take on number 3 Concordia for the 3rd time this season in Monday night's semifinal at 8 p.m. At the Division I level, Iowa State Cyclones are making its 18th NCAA tournament appearance, aiming to move one step closer to a title against host and number 4 Minnesota. Gophers take set 1. Set 2, Cyclones looking to keep it competitive, going to return the serve, slam it over the net, too hot to handle for Minnesota, and it gets away from them. Point Cyclones. Gophers would go ahead and win that second set as well. Later in the third, though, falling behind, looking to stay alive, they would score on a nice block by the ladies up front to cut it into that deficit. But it was just not enough. Minnesota would sweep the Cyclones 3-0. Now, Nebraska hosts Kansas State. Huskers are 88-7 all-time in home NCAA tournament matches. First set, check this out. Concentration from the Huskers to keep the ball alive, somehow getting it back across the net backwards with just a fist and volley back and forth before scoring. What a play by Big Red in the first set, which they would eventually claim after a nice block up front to get the score. Jump to third set, only a point away from advancing. The Wildcats would block it out of bounds. Huskers sweep them 3-0. They'll meet number 4 Kansas in the third round on December 12th. Now, South Dakota football is making its 3rd consecutive appearance in the second round of the FCS playoffs, taking its show on the road as they visit Macon, serving as the Coyotes' first ever game against an opponent in the Southern Conference. Coyotes are undefeated in FCS playoff games when they score first, hoping to continue the trend in Georgia against the Bears. USD leads 7-0 in the first. Red zone chance, and it's L.J. Phillips Jr. on the carry, takes it 16 yards for the score. Yotes double their lead. Mercer hoping to respond. Play action pass going deep, and it's going to land in the hands of Mikey Munn. Munn is money. 1 of 4 picks for South Dakota defense today. Coyotes cash in on the next drive. Aiden Bowman, he finds Lorenzo Fenner, his school record 15th touchdown of the year. Coyotes roll to a 47-0 win. They'll visit number 3 Montana in Saturday's national quarterfinal kickoff. Time is still to be determined. Now, despite a frosty December day, the action at Longlines Rec Center heated up as Sergeant Bluff Luton Boys Wrestling hosts its annual tournament featuring 15 teams from all 3 Siouxland states. An early season test for many teams featuring wrestlers with state tournament aspirations, including in third place match at 190 Papillion. La Vista's Michael Garman gets the takedown on Western Christian's Christopher Van Brake. Garman claims 3rd win with a 9-4 win. More podium battles, this time in the 215-pound weight class. Nathan Schofielder with the big takedown on Brandon Valley. That's 3 points. He claims 3rd place. Sergeant Bluff Luton leads our local teams with a 2nd place finish, while Sioux Center lands in 6th. Full results listed in our website. Now, speaking of monster mashups, it's a top 10 tilt as the number 10 Cyclones visit the number 1 team in the nation, Purdue, meeting for the first time since 2017. ISU up 1 in the first half. Milan Mamamlevich on the step back, cashes in from 3. Junior forward led all scores with 20 points. Cyclones take a 35-31 lead into half. Electric start out for the break. Great ball movement leads to the dunk from Blake Buchanan. Iowa State goes up 6. Less than a minute later, Taman Lipsey, left all alone, makes Purdue pay with the trifecta, part of a 13-2 run for the Cyclones. Iowa State takes down the number 1 team in the nation, 81-58. And finally, Western Iowa Tech looks to come away with its first win in conference play. They're hosting Northeast Community College. Midway through first half, ball would land in the hands of Rashard White. He'd sink a three to extend their small lead. A little later, Hawks get the rebound, find Johannes Pisakis down court, and he'd lay it in for a score. This game close to the end, though, but Northeast would have a late push and take the win 61-56. And that will do it for your sports, of course, Saturday sports. We'll see you back after the break.
KCAU 9 Sports.
What's poppin', Siouxland? Happy Sunday and welcome to sports. We're heading into a bowl season in college football, and while 3 regional schools are bowl eligible, only Nebraska and Iowa will be going bowling after Iowa State declined their invitation earlier today. Both teams will play on New Year's Eve, with number 23 Iowa taking on number 14 Vanderbilt in the ReliaQuest Bowl at Raymond James Stadium in Tampa, Florida. Hawkeyes finished the season 8-4 after blowing out the Huskers 40-16 in the final week. This will be the first time ever these two football programs meet. That game is set to kick at 11 a.m. Now, a little later that day, the 7-5 Huskers will take on number 15 Utah in the Vegas Bowl at Allegiant Stadium. Even though the Utes finished 10-2, Nebraska currently holds the series lead, having won all 4 of these programs' matches in their history. Last time these two teams met was 1992, which, fun fact, that's 2 years before head coach Matt Rhule began his college playing career at Penn State. That game is set for 2:30 p.m. Another week of NFL is almost in the books. In the kickoff Sunday's NFL slate, the Vikings hosted the Commanders. Both teams in a tailspin after a rocky year, looking to get something going for the fans. Minnesota would strike first after J.J. McCarthy would hit Josh Oliver on the seam. He'd make the catch under contact and still get the score. Fast forward to the third quarter, Daniels' pass would be tipped and caught by former Rock Valley Nighthawk Andrew Van Ginkel. He'd bring it all the way back to around the 30, giving Minnesota excellent field position. This game was never close. Commanders could not get anything going. Vikings, after a week after being shut out for the first time in 10 years, give Washington the same treatment, winning 31-0. Now over to Sin City as the Broncos took on the Raiders. Bo Nix would get the scoring going, scrambling from 8 yards out. Denver goes up 7. Fast forward to the second quarter, and Marvin Mims would be back to receive the punt. Somehow gets out of that jumble, directs traffic, giving himself a convoy to return it 48 yards to the house. Broncos build on to their lead. They would score one more time and hold off a late Raiders resurgence to win 24-17. Now, meanwhile, over in Green Bay, Packers hosted the Bears. Pack would score first, but not until the second quarter with a 23-yard bomb to Christian Watson for 6. That wouldn't be his only score of the day, though. Later in the third, Love would hit him again on a slant. He'd race 41 yards to the end zone this time. This one getting out of hand for Chicago. Bears would claw their way back into this one late, but in their final drive, they would get shut down by Keyshawn Nixon, calling game, intercepting Caleb Williams in the end zone. Packers win 28-21 and take first place in the NFC North. Now, we also saw a little bit of college basketball today. Nebraska hosted Creighton, hosted in-state rival Creighton, my bad. Nebraska scored first, but it was Jason Green of the Blue Jays to answer right back, get things going for Creighton. But Rink Mass went crazy for the Huskers, scoring 20 points, and on top of that, grabbed 5 boards and had 2 assists. His efforts helped the Huskers roll past Creighton 71-50, keeping their undefeated record at 9-0. Now, finally, let's take a look at our Sports Zone top 5 plays of the week. It was a good, healthy mix of different sports this week. Let's start with number 5. Number 5 goes to Northwestern girls basketball after this rebound gets bounced around. It's a skirmish for the ball. Jenna Van Weerd gets it back out. Little bit of ball movement, and then ends up with her again, where she'd sink a 3. Shishing, count it. Number 4 goes to the Red Raider volleyball team this time. This kill bumped on a dive by Naya Potoff, and it would be set for Stella Winterfeld to get the kill. Big point for the Red Raiders. Number 3 takes us to the wrestling mat over in Hinton. History being made as Haley Masakits registers her 100th win in her career with the pen, and this is the first in Hinton girls wrestling to ever do so. Congratulations, Haley. Big time. Number 2, the Black Raiders hosting Spencer. Fahmi Yusuf stopping this drive with the steal. Gets to Chris Loggins. He has a nice little hezzy layup for the finish. Nice play by the Black Raiders. But finally, our number 1 play of the week goes to Bree Jessen. She's going to take this pass from Galen Catholic, go ahead and score. But guess what? She's not done. She's going to get right back on defense to steal this inbound pass. Thank you very much. Keep it in bounds. Get it to Jaylee Quaker, who would finish the job. And that will do it for our top 5 plays of the week. Northwestern volleyball is one win away from reeling in history with its first red banner, battling two-time defending champ Indiana Wesleyan in the NAIA National Championship. Northwestern is yet to lose a set in NAIA tourney play. We've got a rematch of the 2023 National Championship, which the Wildcats won in 5 sets. Back and forth early, Red Raiders trailing Sydney Ostra there on the kill for Northwestern. Goes on a late 5-0 run to the match at 23. Set point IWU. Wildcats boast a powerful offense, but it's the defense delivering the point. Eva Joldersma on the rejection to clinch the set, 25-23. Northwestern draws first set NAIA tourney play. 2 seed staying tough. Set point Red Raiders Liv Reitzma on the serve. No answer. Huge momentum play for NWC to even the match at 1-1. Wildcats win set 3, 25-18. Northwestern trying to force a 5th set, but the comeback effort is shut down with the block. It's a three-peat for the Wildcats, claiming the red banner 3-1.
Every match we're coming down the stretch, giving ourselves a chance to win, and I thought we played hard no matter the score. Which you're always as goal as a coach is like, don't look up at the score so much. Just play as hard as you can each point, and then let everything else take care of itself. I think it shows the strength of our program, the girls in our program. We train everybody as hard as we can to help them get better, and then each year try to put a great team together. And this team was a team. They relied on each other. They enjoyed each other. They cared about each other, and that's pretty rewarding as a coach.
Red Raiders end the year at 33-4 and as national runner-up for the second time in the last 3 seasons. Speaking of Northwestern, former Red Raiders football head coach was officially inducted into the National Football Foundation Hall of Fame class of 2025 tonight in Las Vegas. Corver led NWC to a pair of national championships while notching 212 wins during his 28 years at the helm of the program. Coach said the wins were just a small part of his role. He said it was shaping the young men who played for him into great members of society that made it worth it.
As I look back at why I coached for the young men, and I really wanted to see them become successful in their endeavors and successful as husbands and successful as fathers.
Corver's the first Northwestern coach or athlete to be inducted into the College Football Hall of Fame. Many high school basketball teams in the area saw their games moved up due to colder weather, including the Remsen St. Mary's girls team, who returned to the court 1 month after a bus accident that injured multiple members of the program. First game of the year for the Hawks, West Sioux working toward win number 1 on the season. Hawks took off early, only allowing the Falcons to score 4 points in the first half. Kinley Tinninger extending their lead right there with a 3-pointer. Second half, the Falcons would break double digits working the paint, but they would also shoot it from beyond the arc. Tessa Sherman with the tray ball to cut into that deficit, but they were too far behind already. Remsen opens their season victorious, and first-year head coach Joseph Lauch earns his first victory with the 49-16 win.
Yeah, winning obviously is just a bonus. It was great to get back on the floor. It's been a hard month for sure. But yeah, it's been great to get back on the floor with the girls. We had a short week of practice. But yeah, it's been great. Girls, great attitudes. And yeah, the win is just a big bonus, so that's awesome.
Boys team playing the nightcap. West Sioux looking to defeat RSM for the first time since 2020. Hawks would get the scoring going after a little ball movement ending in the hands of Titan Waldschmidt. In the paint, he dropped it in for 2. A little while later, Falcons get the rebound, and they would send it down the court to Blake Wiggins. Finished with a nice layup. Keep it close. This one would stay close, in fact, with the Falcons leaving Remsen with the 46-40 win. On the boys' side, Central Lyon on the hunt for its first win. West Lyon has won the last 5 meetings. Wildcats lead 37-17 in the third quarter, and Abram Metzger works the paint for a much-needed 2 for Central Lyon, cutting the deficit to 18. West Lyon keeps the lead at 19 when River Kramer forces a big turnover and finds himself all alone for a bucket in that 20-point lead. Wildcats would roll to the 67-40 win, and that will do it for sports.